Greetings to everyone. It is week 7 of semester 1. It's hard to believe that we are already more than halfway through the academic term and that we are on the verge of experiencing the cold and wet weather of winter in Melbourne. All of us, of course, continue to be engaged in the unnatural practice of physical distancing, isolation, and lockdowns, with the regular routines of work and studying continuing through video conferencing and working from home. As you likely know, we at the Theological School have worked very hard to provide opportunities for community building and engagement outside of our online teaching and learning. Daily morning prayer by Zoom, twice weekly meditations on the web, virtual afternoon tea, and sermons recorded by our staff at their local parishes have all been ways for us all to stay connected with you and with each other as an intentional Christian learning community. With all these efforts in view, I'm very pleased that next week the Theological School will be hosting an online Zoom seminar that will be facilitated by 2 experts in theological ethics, infectious disease, and healthcare. This session is entitled Christianity, Care, and COVID-19, Reflections on Theological Ethics in the Midst of a Pandemic, and it runs from 2 to 4 p.m. next Friday, the 8th of May. You are all encouraged and invited to participate. For more information, please send an email to tct@trinity.edu.au. I'm recording this message on the feast of St. Philip and St. James, Friday, the 1st of May. We know very little about these 2 apostles, except for a few places in John where Philip features briefly in the gospel narrative. Besides, over the centuries, there has been some confusion around the precise identities of these 2 apostles, as there are multiple Jameses and Philips in the biblical tradition. So there isn't much from the Philip and James traditions for us to build a story of their faith and their commitment to following Jesus as his disciples. But perhaps this is where Philip and James are disciples with whom we can most easily relate. People of simple faith who remain faithful throughout their lives in following the call of Jesus. Their examples should encourage us, especially now during this season of coronavirus, to remain faithful to the calling of Jesus in our own lives, at a time when it is easy to yield to the temptation to be selfish in the face of the call to be charitable, and cynical in the face of the call for us to be hopeful. May God grant us the grace and strength to faithfully bear witness to the gospel of Jesus as we follow these examples of 2 unassuming people of faith, the apostles of St. Philip and St. James. Thank you for watching today. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you next week.